Welcome to my live. I'm going to see if I can scroll back. They might be shaking the camera a bit here. Hi, Des and Misha and Anne-Marie and Steve and Angela. Thank you for coming in. And Ed, I'm hoping you guys can hear me. Well, give me a thumbs up if you can. I decided to come to the back of the house and start because I really don't know what I'm doing. It's windy, so I can't just walk wherever I want because I'm trying to... Hi, Jan. Thank you, Des. I don't want to walk the mic into all of the wind. So I thought, wow, I'm going to start and show you what I bought the other day. Hi, Cake. So I went into the city after work one day because my son had it was kind of a presentation. He is in school right now for IT, which is, he tries to explain to me, it's more about cybersecurity than anything. And he has one more year to go before he's done. But they had a skills competition and he won gold. So they had a little ceremony to announce that they're going on to nationals, which is at the end of this month. And then we went for supper afterwards, which was the Mother's Day supper, I guess, because we're not going to see each other this weekend. But then we went to Home Depot and I started looking at everything, and I ended up getting myself, the rabbit is holding a little baby rabbit. I'm standing behind my house and the area kind of goes up. You can see where the dog is standing. They've kind of blazed a trail all the way into the bush. So I'm gonna back right up to my house. This is what I see when I'm sitting or looking out my kitchen sliding door. Yeah, the gnome is just a Walmart special. So when I moved in here, I didn't have all these dogs, and the bird feeder has never moved, although there was a pine tree here I had to cut down because it was growing into the trailer. Yeah, Des, no, I love it too. So the dogs weren't here to chase away the wildlife. The birds would make a mess out of the bird seed, and this is where deer would come up. And I'm going to show you the ugly side of my trailer. I'll show you sideways, and maybe you can see one of my cats. That's how far away from the house the deer would come. And there's my Christmas tree. I still haven't cleaned it up, but nobody can see that from the other way. So you guys are getting to see the dirty side of my trailer today. I don't know if you can see there. We made what do you call this thing? It's not an arbor. You call it an atrium. The cats can't go loose on my farm because the dogs will. Yes, it is a train. It's about a mile away. Some of my dogs will attack and kill the cats. So this is their escape outside. That is built off of my daughter's bedroom. And I cut a hole in the wall because I can do whatever I want with the trailer, right? And the cats come out for fresh air. And one of the cats actually comes out and catches mice that scurry around. I guess they run into this thing, but it's impossible for the cats to break out of there. But I think I'm kind of going to zigzag. I'll show you. Look at my lawn. It's turning green. I still don't have my lawnmower ready to go. And we're maybe into the third week without snow. And we could be cutting grass soon. So it's such I don't know. One day there's snow, next day there's not. And you got to cut grass. You have a porch in that view. Yes. Well, I'm trying not to show you my whole view because I have to pick up stuff on my lawn. There's like bones from the dogs and things like that. I think it's supposed to rain tonight, so we are overcast. But you can sit in my living room. And I'm just moving over here a bit. This is the horse pasture here. And then I would just sit out the window and look at the horses grazing. Although the good thing is all the pine trees in the distance, the little ones, are growing up and they will block the wind blowing, the snow in the winter. But I think it's going to block my view eventually as well. Yeah, Jen, I know all about that. I'm trying not to show you all the bones that they have. So, I feel like it's windy in this area. Hi, Twin Brooks and Nanya, welcome in. Here's my fire pit without trying to show you too many dog bones. I was thinking, because the winter always makes the rocks roll off the pile, that I should get mortar and cement this in. But who knows? Maybe I'll just spend the next 20 years piling rocks back up. But I took those from my dad's farm. Actually, it was one place that I worked at, had a bunch of rocks that they picked out of their combine, and the other half came from my dad. Hi, Chuck. Yeah, except Des, it would take a lot of extension cords to reach that tree. And then your hydro bill, unless you get LED nowadays, because before you couldn't get. I'm sounding old there. Hi, Jovita. So I'm walking this way. Hi, Dillhole and John. Solar, but Des, we're in the dark for most of the day in the winter. I want to show you, this is the side of that horse pasture here, and this is where I park my hay bine and my baler. I was always thinking that I should have pine trees along the road on the inside of my fence. And I walked by here the other day, look at all these pine trees. I know I showed you guys last week that I have to move to, but there's got to be at least a dozen trees that I can't keep all of these trees here. And it's funny because most of these are spruce, and then there's a lone pine that is growing. So even that pine tree close to the biggest spruce there is too close. They're gonna crowd each other by the time they're adults, or mature, I should say. Hi, Neil. So I'm thinking that maybe not the tallest one, because I probably kill that in transport. I'm gonna dig these up and transplant them along the front of the property, and well, the property that goes against the road, and hope that they survive. Has anyone had any experience in that kind of stuff? The only thing I know of is that you have to take as much soil as you can. Otherwise, I don't know, you're fooling around with the roots too much, it's not going to take. Because I know I did this one year. I dug up some pine trees, or they're not pine, they're spruce trees by my dad's place, which is 3 hours north. They were growing in the ditch. And I brought them here, and we're such a different area. We're drier than where he is, that those trees never survived for me. What kind of tree is that? Or is that a typo? Because I've never seen that word before. And I used to have goats too. And boy, oh boy, did they eat everything. They ate my lilac bushes, everything. So I came here the other day and I saw these trees, but now I'm noticing even more. And it's kind of awesome that these are growing here, but they're so close to I think these are caraganas, that, I don't know, like I couldn't have, there's like maybe 5 right there. They're not gonna grow. So I can pull everything out but one and see. There's my old International hair. Still good. Hi, Modog. Yeah, I've had a crazy, I don't know what it is. Like, I was at a celebration for my son and we went for dinner. By the time I got home, it was 9 o'clock, and my alert on my phone is telling me you need to get ready for bed. I do the half-hour wind down on my phone, not necessarily pay attention to it, but the alert is there. And then the next day I went to work. I was falling asleep on the way home. It was awful. Like, this is late afternoon, and I'm falling asleep on the highway. Last year they all got some disease and died. Yeah, I saw somebody's yard on the way home. They had a whole bunch of mature pine trees that were just dead, and I'm thinking, why didn't they cut them down? Yes, Modog, we are getting weather in the high 20s, so I don't know what that converts. That's like, I don't know, it's 80 or 90 anyway. Did I say hi to Dawn? If I didn't, I'm saying hi again. And I don't know what's going on over here. They would put the roots in the ground in a certain way. Well, I know if you dig it up, you should plant it, whatever side is facing south, you should plant it in the same direction. Oh. Well, you know, there are, like, on banks of roads and stuff, I guess because the snow was piled up, there still is some visible. I'm just looking to see the mess they made here. I always wanted to plant daisies in this area, and it looks kind of gross and weedy, and you guys are probably getting a lot of wind. But this is where I buried my horse. So I have to tear this down, this fence, because this fence initially was to keep the dogs out so they wouldn't dig up bones. But it looks like gophers have gotten into this area. Hi, Tiffany. But anyway, let's get you guys out of the wind. Try not to trip there. Maybe go see, I'll show you guys. I was checking out if you guys ever owned a double flowering, hi Henry, double flowering plum tree. They have the best flowers when they bloom. And I thought mine died, but it might come back. And good thing the grass is out. I've only got 3 bales left, so I made it. I'm gonna cut across here, pointing you down to avoid all the bones in the yard. So now I'm on the other side of the tree here. And 2, I gotta move the car out of the yard. That's for winter protection. Can you put lime down on the horse grave? Why would I put lime down on it? I was thinking of throwing a bunch of daisy seeds, and I should have done that a long time ago. Thanks for stopping in, Dawn. So this is my double flowering plum tree, and I do have to take out the grass. I don't know why. When you look at it, there's just this one patch of green grass. But there, you can see that part died, but this part is going to come out. Yes, Angela, wildflower would be smart. I do have a lot of seeds bought. I just haven't planted. I am going to plant a row of flowers in the garden this year, which brings me to, that's what I'm going to be doing all weekend. It's warm enough. You usually plant, where I am, you usually plant May long weekend or not before May long weekend, but we're a week difference. And those seeds that are going in, they're not going to be above ground before May long weekend. So I am going to be cleaning up the yard, getting things organized, and just a whole bunch of work everywhere. I know my dad said he was going to come again to see if he could fix the tractor more because he just checked it out last time. And I know that this is hard to see. I haven't gotten a call to see if he's coming for sure. I was just focusing on the cage. These are my peonies. They are coming up, but they're having a hard time because I am such a dry place. But I put an old, this is a crow trap, except the hole that is shaped like a cone that lures the crow in. I flattened it out. This used to be my dad's. I don't know why he had it. And obviously he was trapping them for something. So I used it to cover so the dogs wouldn't dig them up. And then here, so sad looking, this is a blueberry plant, but it's coming back. I don't know if I'll see any blueberries, but maybe one day it'll get better. I tried throwing coffee grounds on the ground because they need some kind of, I don't know what it was. Is it acidic soil? And then, my camera's not moving. There's my lilacs. They're looking kind of sad too. I think one day, I got too many dogs digging everything up. I used to have 2. Maybe that's the other one. That one looks dead. Oh well. So I think I didn't mention that when I found this out back, if you were in my live when I walked past the cast iron tub, this was out there. My dad thinks it's a potato plow. I don't know. I thought it was a cool lawn ornament. But you put ornaments on your lawn and then you got to move them every time you mow lawn. In the back where all the ornaments are, I want to do pine needles or shavings are good for blueberry. Oh, well, I could just go rake up underneath there. I would have a lot. Those ornaments in the backyard, I thought I want to build just a platform deck out there so I could barbecue out there. And is it still windy? I'm trying to move out of the wind. Kind of walked around my garden. But yeah, I can tell if it's windy by looking at that pine tree. And if it's swaying, I know it's windy. But more mess of a yard that needs taking care of. Okay, to the back of the house, I want to build a flat deck there, and then I want to have like an English garden with the idea of like an Alice in Wonderland. So I got the rabbit, right? I just need to find a Cheshire cat or something ornament. Yeah, this area, I am out of the wind. And that is why it's such a good place for the horses. Yeah, that's funny. For an American to move to Canada, I was looking at Ed's comment there. I know that for my daughter to move to America, it is not the easiest thing. There's Christy. She needs a foot trim already. That's another thing to add to my list. And then these guys need to be haltered because I'm not letting them out in the open pasture until they get fixed, and I don't want to keep them here because the other horses are on green grass and these guys are in a area that has no grass. Plus, I want to cut this down in half to make, I want to fence the pigs in. Yes, Jovita, there is like 1 or 2 weeks where it is just almost, it makes you think, why are you living in Canada? Thanks, Henry, for coming in. Maybe we should go see what the dogs are barking at. And my manure pile, I need my tractor to work because this all needs to be pushed up and out. I can hear squirrels everywhere. miss them running up. Weather is changing. These guys are getting friskier. They think I'm out here for supper though, and I'm not. Cooter. Oh, I don't know what the camera was focusing on there. I don't see the squirrel, but I did see a branch bouncing. He must be moving fast. Of course, as soon as you get near them, whatever it is long gone. I'm just noticing the way the guy, there was only one previous owner here because it used to be a cow pasture before that. So the way he covered or cut into, I don't know if I can scan around, like he placed this as just a shed of like a garage, and it was just a shell. So the stalls that are in it, I built those, but you could see the horses have been rubbing up on the siding. I need to do something different about that one day. But this whole area here, of course, it did not have this fencing, but he must have hired someone. You got to imagine this place without the manure pile. He just had a barbed wire fence here, and I replaced it with this railing. But you can see how he cut into the hill, because I can see over the years that it's starting to slide down. I don't know if that's clear or not to you guys, but it's not a natural thing the way there's a bank here. But there's another job right there, all those maple trees. Have I had I would say yes. Oh, look, you missed it. He just picked up his bowl. So there was never I've never lived without having the draft horses that my dad owned. And he grew up that way, and they used to go to school in a caboose. I'm not sure if you guys know what that is. You could tell me, yeah, we know, or I can explain. And I did that video of my dad cutting down wood for fires. He's done that all his life. And I know my aunt has had a pony, and she kept it at our place, and my dad has had riding horses. And I can remember, or there's pictures of me just sitting on the horse. But as a kid, every birthday, that was my wish. And I never told anyone what I wished for, because I thought they don't come true if you tell. Let me know if it gets too windy. I was gonna walk down here to see Jack. And it was maybe around when I was 10 to 12 that I got my first pony. And that pony taught me how to ride. Because if you aren't nice, it's gonna teach you. And that pony left me on the ground more than once. But when my dad bought me that pony, he also bought my sister, which is older than me, a medium-sized horse, except she never rode it. So I graduated to that horse, and that horse already knew how to do barrels. So there are a couple times where I've done like community things where I rode the barrels, and I got some ribbons and trophies for it, but it was never anything like high class organized or provincials or anything like that. Okay, thank you, Twin Brooks. So the only time I didn't have horses was from the age of leaving home, which is 17, 18 years old, to when I got this place. And within a year of having this place, I bought my first horse, which is Zephyr, which is Rain's mom, which is the mare that looks exactly like him. So even in those years that I didn't have my own horses, I would go visit my dad, and he had this Percheron. He was a gray Percheron that I would jump on. I used to have to climb the fence to get on him, but I have pictures of me on him and stuff. So, and we always used to have the tradition of going for a sleigh ride on Christmas Eve in the morning to have like a cookout in the middle of the bush. My dad would cut down some trees and we'd have this big bonfire. So yeah, I've never lived without horses, and I don't think I'd ever want to. Like, I do not want to ever see myself getting old and moving to a retirement home. And that's why I made the garden the way I have it. It's a no-till garden because I've been battling with the old style tills, and it's hard work. You have to be strong to hang on to those old style ones. And I thought, I'm done with this. Every year I turn up the soil, which is basically sand, and I'm not building any nutrients into it. So I made rows that I'm just gonna rake up the weeds, and I don't know, I guess maybe I'll make a video when I plant my garden. Not that it's related to horses, but maybe I'll just do one long, this is what I did this weekend video. And if I could get this guy, I saw somebody say that their horses got asthma, and I'm starting to wonder if Jack's like that. Always too close to the camera, hey? But yeah, I gotta get this guy saddled soon. Did Rebecca come in? I was talking away. I think oh, hi Rebecca. You're just the second last one there. I was a little bit in the wind too. I don't know. But there's that view again with the tree in the center, way at the back. But I don't know how long this grass is, but I see them out in the green chewing up something. And it's funny how they'll chew certain grass and then they won't touch this other stuff, and it'll grow to be like a foot long. They're pretty fussy. Like if they went somewhere in a pile to the bathroom, they won't go touch that grass. So I think Rain was pretty sure he was one of the first foals I ever had. He was the that horse that passed away. He was kind of a no, he wasn't. He was the second. He's the first foal out of the stud that I have now. So he was the second set of foals that I've ever had. Okay. Everyone's telling Bo, you're getting too close here. He keeps coming to sit at my foot, and then the horses come closer. I want to get this camera to come up without spinning you guys around a lot. There we go. And I'd venture out, but I really got to think of something for that mic. Maybe I could show you guys what I was talking about on my garden. So tomorrow morning I have to run into town and get feed, so I'm gonna buy a bunch of pine shavings. And the reason I'm buying pine shavings is because if I have to travel somewhere to pick up wood chips, I'm gonna be spending gas money to buy them anyway. Um, yeah, well, in the beginning, I guess the horses ran from the dogs a lot. And now the horses are like, oh, you just leave us alone. I guess it'd be like a screaming kid, right? They're just tired of it. But it's been better since I only let a couple out. All right, I gotta crawl under the fence here. So hopefully you guys don't get that horrible of a view. Hi, Junk to Jim. You know what, Junk to Gem? I bet you we're not going to stick because I just subscribed to you today because I was over at DD5. If you could sell this stuff, I would be a millionaire. I have to deal with this stinging nettle growing everywhere, and people actually pick this to make teas. I don't know, but it's just everywhere here. So you guys will see the mess I left from last year. Because of course, I think I was tearing down my garden the night before we got snow. So I still have the sunflowers. I'm gonna tear these down and see if there's any seeds in the heads. And I'm just gonna plant them right back. My tomatoes are still here. So I'm only gonna put one row of, well, I'm gonna move it over one. I might have 2 rows of tomatoes, but these 2 rows, one of the rows is gonna be flowers right on the end. Now I'm thinking it's too windy here. I might back out of here, but this is what I have to do. I gotta come and pull all this up. I gotta rake the rows, get all the weeds out. You can see the wind has blown sand over on top of the rows. And I gotta do the chips again, the wood shavings. So there's 10 rows on each side, so I got 20 rows that are 30 inches long. But I gotta do a lot of pulling up these weeds. But I don't know, I should be able to do it in a day, get everything planted, and then I'll look better. And last year I saw this idea on the internet somewhere. I should say, Junk to Gem, thank you for coming though. I'll have to keep an eye on it if I don't get alerts that from your new videos. Taking old bricks. So again, I rescued these from a garbage. Hi, MT. And just with permanent marker, you write down, although I'm not planting cabbage this year, write down all my vegetables. A lot of content for the garden. Gosh, that's why I was thinking right now, like for the next 6 weeks, it is so hard for me to get a video done. And I was thinking, well, if I just shot a couple of minutes of what I'm doing every day and then made it into a week-long, this is what I did over the week, I could have a video because I didn't post one last week. So I don't know, I gotta think of something because, like I said, I'm exhausted every day from work and I don't want to stop creating. I just gotta find a better way to do it until vacation starts, because then my days are going to be wide open and I can plan my day around videoing. Like right now I get home, if I don't have to go shopping, I can get home by 5. It's dark by 9. I need to be falling asleep shortly after. That usually doesn't happen. But 4 hours in a day is not a lot when you consider you have to make something to eat and do chores. Like to start something, you'd barely get started and you'd have to stop. And then the other day, was it yesterday? I came out here and there was a huge puddle here. The horses had dug this down in the heat of the summer last year. And then the water bowl decided that it was gonna run and not stop. And I could see right now, it's kind of dripping over the edge. repairs need to be made on this. Hi, Jerry. I just got finished running your playlist there. I've been listening to you guys for the past 4 days. And he's shedding out so funny right now. Since I made the video, I haven't had a chance to comb him. And sometimes I'm out here with a flashlight in the dark feeding them because they like playing with their feed pans, and then I can't find them in the night. So I've been having to take a flashlight to see. And he still hasn't shedded off his front. We are live. When is that, Jerry? Don't you start at 8? Because I don't go past 8. So somebody's got gas over here and it's not me. Just letting you know. No treats right now, Christy. Yeah, Jerry, I never go past 8, so. Hi, Beth. Oh, I should show you guys. I've got one thing growing already. Successful on one thing here. And this is my kitchen garden here, and I need to clean this area up. So I still have the garden hose everywhere. I got feed bags I need to burn. The catnip that was overgrown from last year. But I finally did garlic last year, and the garlic is up already. There's some weeds growing in there and grass I'll have to pick out, but the garlic is at least, some of it's 6 inches tall already. So I'm glad I got that done, because you have to plant that in October here. And then I have some of these the white rocks you see, I labeled those with the different herbs that I had out here. Could we talk on an old StreamYard? Sure. But we'd have to email each other first. So there is just a random camera tilt. I didn't move my hand at all. Anyway, another thing I have to do here, I never saved all of this. What is this? Cilantro. There's so many seeds here. I don't know if any of them are good anymore. But my strawberries have come up too. All right, thank you, John, for coming in. I bought the wrong variety, and it's filled up that whole bed, and it's not a good producer. So I'm gonna have to buy a different one, because I did buy one plant and it gave such nice big strawberries that I want to buy more of that. So go back and see Casey and Rip. Hopefully one of these days the wind is not going to be there, so I can venture out further. He's starting to almost completely be shed. He's got a nice, like the back end of him is the way his coat's going to look. And he's still's got in the middle of his belly there to shed out. Let's see, can we get these guys running? You guys just want your oats. Oh, I got somebody nibbling on my pocket here. Hi, Dark Lord. What was she buying? I could easily do that. Oh, I should tell you guys. I I discovered Boot Barn. I knew about the store because years ago I had visited it, but I just recently went there and everything was on sale, and I don't know if you guys have ever been. Okay, we'll see you later, Jerry. Weekly food bill. Oh, okay, well that is a good thing to be spending money on. I don't know if you guys have ever been in a Boot Barn, but that is 100% me. And I ended up buying 3 jackets that were on sale. Well, one is more of a sweater, but yeah, I spent a lot of money there. And I want to go back and buy more. I did not know that Miranda Lambert had a clothing line, and I just like her taste. Look at how bad his tummy is. Every time I get up to him, I've been trying to pull fluff off. Oh, if the camera's gonna behave. But some of this kind of hurts, and you kind of gotta, I don't know, finesse it off. It eventually comes off. Yes, Steve, definitely. They all want cookies. This one's sniffing the camera, and I got somebody sniffing my back. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to repeatedly comb that until it starts loosening up. I liken it to a really tough knot to get out. Oh, and of course my rail is breaking here. But, ooh, let's go see if I left the cookie bag in the barn. They know when I open the gate and hear that clank that it could be feed time. But these pans sure came in handy. But Rain likes to tip his over and dump all the feed out. So then he ends up eating it off the ground. And, you know, people say, oh, don't you have pans to, not to me. I've seen them do this to other channels. Or why aren't you feeding your animals in a bowl? These guys will dump their oats on the ground, and you cannot see one kernel here, although I can see some here. The horses are pretty good at picking up the food and leaving the rest. Here, it's gonna be dark here for a second. There we go. Pretty sure that I still have cookies in this. And I have to have these cans because I do have cookies. The mice are so bad. I don't know if you guys could see that, but there was droppings on top of the lid. And I think I have a squirrel living in the barn too. But Bo will run in there. I keep missing the good parts. He just picked up the bowl again. Bo will run in the barn as soon as I open the door. Okay. This is what happens when you try to do things with one hand. Okay, Rain, you gotta be patient. I'm holding the gimbal and I'm trying to open the bag with one hand, and he's grabbed it from me. So that's what you just saw happen. There, he got one. I gotta feed them fast, because if I don't, they're gonna be coming back for a second cookie, and I don't want to give them 2 at a time. Oh, not sure why the camera did that. Sorry, making you guys dizzy. There you go, Christy. Uh-oh, he dropped it. Can I retrieve this without getting hit? Casey, are you gonna have one? Whether or not he actually eats that, no, he dropped it. I think Casey's only had 2 cookies in his whole life. There you go, boy. Oh, I think he's got it this time. Oh, he spit it out again. Okay, I give up. Maybe Rip will get a second half. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know what happened there. The camera was trying to adjust itself and it hit the arm. I need one of those just to make it stationary so it's not kind of self-correcting all the time. Back up, guys. No. The reason you're getting their ears is because they're too close to me. I'm trying to get the cookies away from them. Hi, Jack. Who's outside? That is Cletus right there, the closest one, and then there's Cooter behind. Look at how much bigger, even though he's closer, he's about twice as big as Cooter. But yeah, I don't know. What does everyone else have planned for this weekend? I know next weekend is the big meetup. Does everyone have their gardens if they're planting gardens? Are they done already? I noticed a lot of videos coming out of people planting gardens in the States, and I'm thinking, oh, I thought you guys were ahead of us. Who? Oh, you know what these are? I think they're the dried out version of, we used to call them frogs. They're no-bake cookies. It's just molasses and oatmeal. All right, Rebecca. Possibly this weekend sometime. You know what? Junk to Gems, I don't know all of your names. I'm guessing if I'm trying to remember, was it Gary? And then I know there's 3 of you. Can't grow anything but weeds. Jovita, do you have a place for a garden? They need cranberry and oatmeal. You guys are just having fun talking about cookies. Can you imagine me riding on Jack's back trying to hold this gimbal the whole time? I'm thinking I have to come up with a different plan so that I don't have to have one hand occupied in a gimbal. You gave a good yawn there. I wish I could show you what these guys are doing. They're pretty much just investigating my jacket. He's scratching his chin on the door. I know dogs can't have chocolate. I don't know about horses. I've seen people do videos where they fed different things to their horses, like watermelon one day and a banana the next day. Yeah. I should try some different things, see the reactions on video. But yeah, as soon as I'm done here, I will be giving them their oats. They're just very impatient right now. He does get a good close-up though. Just checking out the camera. Oh, Javita, go early in the morning before it gets too hot. Like before the sun comes up. But then you probably could grow good peppers because they love the heat, don't they? Or watermelon. I know there's a hardware store in the neighboring town where I get my mail. It's a hardware store. It's not a grocery store. But they will get shipments of watermelon from Texas. Hi, John. I don't know why, but they have a lot of customers for it. So they keep getting it in. And they have like this little billboard sign because you can't see them from the main road. They will put that sign up that says Texas watermelon is in. Okay, thank you for coming in. And I guess I'll see you on your channel as well. I want to go check out that, I was looking for it, I didn't have time to watch it, but I saw that the short that got 70K views. So I want to go back and check it out. It's about the dogs swimming or something. Hi, Dawn. I think I missed saying hi to you. Well, thank you for coming in. No, yeah, in the summer heat, I love watermelon. I usually buy the little ones and I cut them in half, like the sugar babies. I just cut them in half and I'll take half and eat it with a spoon. The jalapeno pepper is the only pepper that really survived for me. It's already producing jalapenos on it. It's in my porch right now. And I was thinking, I'm just going to keep it as a potted plant. He keeps looking at me like, why aren't you feeding us yet? I can hear, I'm standing against the barn. I can hear something in the wall chewing. So somewhere there, right above my head too, there's either a squirrel or a mouse. Nice to know, hey? Country living. Always having to deal with different critters. So this is the area I want to enclose, right where Christy's standing. I want to make a pig pen. I don't know how I'm going to build it though. If I'm going to use rails or mesh wiring or buy cattle panels. Because I just want to contain. All right, Steve, I'm going to see you in a bit. Contain the pigs up this year. They don't wander the way they used to. And then they can have the shade of the tree, and I'll probably build them a little shelter that they can climb into to get out of weather. All right, I'll see you guys over at Steve's in a bit. Just in case it rains or something like that, or they need more shade. Just like a 4-foot shelter, maybe 4 feet in height, because the pigs are really small and they crawl in that. And that way I could dig their pond into the ground, which is just a kiddie pool. I showed it when I was over by the garden. I didn't point it out, but that was that kiddie pool. And I can dig it right into the ground because that's what I like to fill up for them. And I've seen them in the summer, they will rub on that kiddie pool and then they end up crushing it, or with their snout, they try to lift it because they'll drain the pool to make mud. And I thought if the pool was dug so that it's sitting level, maybe they could just crawl right in and sit in the pool if they want. But that's, don't know what I was looking at anymore there. Well, I think everyone's getting ready to go over to Steve's, or if there's somebody else on at 8. Jerry's on at 8 as well. And I think it's a good time to say thank you for coming in. I think most of the people I said thank you as they left. And hopefully I'll get some time to video all these things that I was talking about tonight. And get something posted on the weekend, maybe by Monday. But yeah, thank you again for coming in, and we'll see you next week. It's always Fridays at 7 now. Next time.